First off, that's not at all how that conversation went, just so you know. Not at all. Didn't happen yesterday. It happened about 30 minutes ago, and I didn't sound like a wuss like that at all, just so you know. And what that whole thing was you just did, Charlie A, but that was nothing. And my wife really did take all my suits because I wasn't speaking, so. And this is going to be interesting. I'm glad to be with you. I'm not sure where this is going to go. I'm on some really good cocktail of medication right now, though. Cocktail of like opiates, pain meds, Propecia, Rogaine, Levitan, you know what I'm talking about? Blood pressure medication. So I'm just floating over here, just so you know. And although I should tell you, I'm clean and sober for 6 days. I've been off Cialis now for 6 days. It's been a 90-day program. Pretty proud of that. Levitan will tell you, this stuff gets a hold of your life, man. It just takes over. This whole Cialis thing. So, taking my life back is what I'm doing, frankly. So, this is going to be a different talk. I can feel it. Y'all are kind of just fuzzy, just so you know. This is going to be awesome. Hope you're recording this one back there. All right, hey. I want to talk to you for a few minutes. We launched a campaign yesterday that I want to get into with you for a few. But have you really sat back while you've been here and thought for a few minutes about what you've seen? I mean, think about what you've seen here. Think about what you've seen here compared to what you see on TV. See what you see in the media. I was thinking literally, I was in the back yesterday, I watched most of the meeting, and I was just thinking about the beauty of WFG. Just how amazing this enterprise is. You know, just the first thing I tell you, just the ladies at WFG and just how beautiful you are and wonderful the ladies are here. We're so proud of what the women, our top earner coming into this is Penny Oy, female top earner in the room. When you start to sit back and look at it, it's everything that's right in the world is happening in this room. And you think about the leadership in this room, right? The leaders in here, and then you juxtapose that off what you see on TV every day. No matter how politically you are, isn't there a part of you watching TV right now going, these are really the two best people walking the earth to be the leader of the free world? Any of you feel that way? I mean, you think about it. You look at what these, you got whack job nutcase 74-year-old socialists who raise more money than both the other ones, and his whole message is, your life sucks because it's someone else's fault. And we're just going to spread it around. And people eat it up. They love to hear that stuff. They bash the one percenters. Don't you hate when they do that? You do understand that the speakers that are rigged up there above you, you best hope a one percenter rigged those speakers. A one percenter designed this room. A one percenter designed the avionics package on the plane you're going to fly home on. A one percenter creates jobs. A one percenter leads people. One percenters are pastors. One percenters are school teachers. You ought to aspire to be a one percenter. And then the other guy over there, so he's totally crazy. He wants to round up 12 million of the hardest working people in the United States that have came into this country, sons have fought in the military, sacrificed for our country. He wants to round them up and somehow send these beautiful people home. You look at WFG, what would this company be without our Latinos? Where would we be? Nowhere. You got one nut job on the economy, and then you got her. My God, we need a women president, don't we? But my God, does anybody believe this woman believes anything she freaking says? You talk about a fraud in a pantsuit, my God, right? And these are the two best people we got. So I just want to tell you, I think it's time real leaders in the business world rise up, because where real change is when real people give real hope to their neighbors, their friends, the people at church, just like you and I do. So that's where real leaders are. I decided I'm going to throw my hat in the ring. I'm running for president, just so you know. That would be even worse than these three clowns I just described, just so you know. So all you dudes who ask me all that, you going to run for governor? No, I'm not. I would screw it up completely, and I could never afford that pay cut. I could never afford it. But I do have a cabinet for you. Think about what these guys preach, and here's my cabinet. My VP is Penny Oy. Got a little Malaysian girl just kicks everyone's ass in the business world. I'm nominating Rich Thawley as my first Supreme Court Justice. How's that sound? I want a smart, common sense, good man with good wisdom and judgment. Is there anyone walking planet Earth like Rich Thawley better for that position? No, sir. I got Monty home. He's going to lead the CIA. If any of you know Monty, if you want to get a scoop, he's got it. So I'm putting him in charge of intelligence gathering. He's got every damn rumor and scoop known to man. I'm taking Charlie A., the former Marine. He's my Secretary of Defense. How's that sound? My Chief of Staff is June Dela Cruz because everybody likes a jolly Filipino man. My drug czar is Sean Villalobos because prior to becoming a Mormon, he smoked a lot of pot. My little Jewish girlfriend, Fredo Barber, will be the ambassador to Israel. My Korean teammate, John Shin, is Attorney General. Jeff Levitan will be in charge of the United Nations ambassadorship because he loves to give and travel the world. I need a tough woman who'll go negotiate around the world, so Jamie Villalobos is my Secretary of State. I need an ambassador to Saudi Arabia, so I got Raj Dalawal and Harinder. I know they're not Muslims, but they got turbans, and that's close enough. So bring the turbans. Fear the turban. And then I got Cam Michaud. He's gonna be my communication director. I just think it'd be freaking fun to have a guy who stutters be your communication director. And then in charge of immigration and nationalization is Guillermo Hara. The problem is, in about 2 years left to fire him because he's going to piss everybody off. So then I'm going to nominate Mario Bayona. He will last about a week before he pisses everybody off. So then I'll just take like a combination of like Juan, J.R. Mejia, and Jesse Gutierrez, and we'll call it even on that one, right? Now, how'd you like a country led by those people? Does that sound pretty good? Yes? See, this is a melting pot. We got women winning, old people, young people, religious people. Hey, we got Muslims, we got East Indians, we got Christians, we got all kinds of people. Jewish folks win here, Koreans, Chinese, Filipino, you name it, nowhere. If you told people about this company, nobody believed you. It's so incredible. We need to get this message out there. People need to know about this. Well, these two fools run for president for the next year. We're just going to go out and quietly change the world one family at a time, right or wrong. Think about the wealth we create, the hope we give people, the difference we make in people's lives. There's nowhere like WFG. I don't apologize for this company. This is the greatest business movement of all time. And you just wait 5, 10, 20 years down the road when we expand beyond our borders and we get a chance, I hope, to take this message to the world someday and affect millions and millions of lives. I hope your vision gets stretched. I'm so proud of you. I mentioned earlier the ladies at WFG. I'm so proud of you. Many of you become my good friends, these mompreneurs, these ladies. What you do in a day is just so inspiring. How you raise your family, you take care of the things at home, you go help families at night, you get back and you make your phone calls, you get up the next day, take your kids to school, make breakfast, get back. The guys in the room, we got it easy. The ladies in this company are just flat unbelievable. And going forward, we're going to talk more about it. You know what I don't want to see happen for you? I don't want to see your family get pushed around anymore. Guys, think about this just for a minute. Women, you too. What if you showed up at school one day, you're ready to pick your kids up, and you seen a little boy pushing around your little girl? Pushing her, no one's helping her. How would that make you feel if you saw that? What if you walked into a bank one day and you happened to see your mom standing there, and there was someone giving her a hard time? Shoving her out of the way, calling her horrible names, pushing her around. How would you men rise up? How would you handle that? How would you handle that? I want you to picture that for a minute, because let me tell you something. You're letting the world push your family around right now. They may not physically be shoving them and pushing them, but they're putting them in a box, and it's your fault, and you're letting it happen. Men in this room, there's different types of abuse in the world. The worst type is obviously physical and mental, but there's other types of abuse. The abuse of showing your family a big dream and then not giving it to them. Making them promises about where you're going to take them and what you're going to accomplish, and then abusing them by never delivering on it. Never having the courage to step up. Never fighting for them. You've got to stop abusing your families, men. You got to stop abusing them. You got to start to make their dreams happen. It's time you take it seriously. The world is trying to push your family around, and it's time you stop letting that happen. Too many of you let people push you around and put you in a box. They're taking advantage of you and your children, and you're running out of time. It's time you step up. See, the reason you need to step up is we got a great God. We got a God who wants to balance the books. I talked about folly and justice. Your God wants to balance the books for your family. He wants to make it right. He's noticed every setback. He's seen every tear you've shed, every fear you've had. Your Lord has watched that. He's a God of justice. He wants to make great things happen in your life. But you got to believe that and step forward. Is there someone in your family? And let me tell you something. The Bible talks about the sins of the father. Is there somebody in your family who just quietly sacrificed for you? Maybe their life never became rich. Maybe they never made a lot of money, but they just sacrificed for you. They just went to work every day. Who's that person? Is it your grandmother or your parents? Who's the person that just quietly went about life sacrificing for you? Picture their precious face right now. If they're still living or they're gone. They just got up. They didn't complain. They never bought anything for themselves. They never had a lot. I watched my mom wear the same clothes from when I was 2 years old to when I was 18. It never even occurred to my mother to buy herself something or get herself a nice pair of clothes. It was always about our family, always about taking care of us first, never them. Do you have someone like that in your life? Raise your hand and just sacrifice for you. All of you do. And let me tell you something. God saw that sacrifice, and He wants to balance the books through you. He wants to balance it through you. He wants to make it right. He wants to bring you favor. He wants to give you greatness. He wants you to have influence. He wants you to be wealthy. He saw the sacrifices they made, and He wants to balance the books for you. That person's depending on you to balance the books. You may be that person. I don't know that you're going to get wealthy here. I hope you do. But I know this, the sacrifices you'll make, you're balancing the books going forward for your children and grandchildren. Maybe it'll be them that rise up in favor. Maybe it'll be their family that rises up. But I know you sacrifice here. The Lord wants to balance the books for your family. Say amen with me. I won't preach anymore. You got to go about sacrificing for them, because your family, your time will come. Let me prove it to you. Dads, how many of you want to balance the books for your family? See, balancing the books means it's not equal. I have a daughter. Guys, we all have, those of us that have sons, we love our sons. Right? My son has something at school, happen, comes home, complains. What do you say, Dad? It's like, hey, did you kick his ass or not? Let me hear you know it. So you kicked his ass or you didn't, right?
Yep.
But your daughter comes home from school, you're going to kill somebody. My daughter's a really confident little girl, Bella. She's awesome. She's the more confident probably of my two kids. They're both beautiful, both got different giftedness. Max is the more kind one. When they watch this YouTube video, you both know I'm telling the truth. So, I gotta tell you, my daughter was talking for weeks. All her little friends at school were talking about how they're gonna go to this Taylor Swift concert for this little girl's birthday. And they come home and they talk about it. They're on Instagram talking about the Taylor Swift concert for the birthday, and she hopes she gets the tickets, and there's these 4 little girls that are gonna go. They talk about it at lunch, they talk about it at school. Bella's all excited about it. She's hoping that this little girl, won't say her name, ends up getting these tickets to go see Taylor Swift. Good news, the little girl gets the tickets. Except Bella didn't get invited. She invited 3 other little girls. And my daughter was devastated. I mean, they're partying on Instagram about it. And Bella sat it every day at lunch. When they talked about it, she said, they're not mad at me. She just picked this other girl over me, Daddy. And I said, what? Who is this person? Who's her dad?
They go on a big fight.
I won't say his name because actually he's affiliated with this company. So I said, oh, it's that guy. He doesn't work here. He's affiliated. I said, oh, okay. I said, now guys, you think I'm gonna let that happen to my daughter? I said, let me make a few phone calls. I'm not gonna tell you who I called, but in about 2 hours, one of my buddies calls me back, says, I got you covered, dog. We got front row tickets, backstage passes, and you'll meet her. I went, good. Let me give you a little camera crew, because this is going out big time on social media. So of course, these other little girls at the little party, they're in 952, A, B, C, and D. We're in row 1, dead center, backstage, taking pictures of the other little girls. I said, you take all these damn pictures and we're going to put them on Instagram. Sure enough, they went out there on Instagram and said, hey, books are balanced, let's roll up, right? That's exactly what the Lord wants to do for you. When your mom went out every day and sacrificed for your family, He wants to bring the balance to the books, and He wants to do it for you in abundance, and He wants you to earn it. We're going to give you a chance to do that. We launched a campaign yesterday that could flat change the country in the next 90 days. We could put that up there. I just want to remind you that you got a chance to take the first few steps in balancing the books and proving you want to make this happen. People say to me all the time, how do I bottle this feeling at the convention up and just keep it forever? You ever have somebody say that? If I could just feel this way forever. I got news for you. There's a better feeling than just hoping and wanting to do it. The next level feeling is actually doing it. That's 10 times more powerful, feels 10 times better. Actually go help a family, actually achieve, actually get promoted, actually move forward. So we got this thing up there, you can see it. You got a chance if you just go, I think it's 10 families, you help 10 families, we're gonna recognize you in 90 days. That could be a recruiter, a client worth 2,500 points. And if you do that, our goal is to help 150,000 families, by the way. That just flat makes a difference. Everybody that helps 10 families in 90 days will get recognized on WFG.com. You're going to get your My WFG. You're going to get recognized on there. You can show it to your team. You can send it out to people. You can promote yourself. It's the first step to winning is us promoting you on social media. We're also going to take out a 2-page spread in Fortune magazine. In Fortune, where we'll highlight the mission to help families in the top 500 associates. 500 of you. Everyone from the newest person here, if you're not even licensed, you potentially could do this through recruiting. You can put your name in Fortune magazine 90 dadgum days from now. That's awesome. Top 100 base shop personal press releases. So we're going to put you out on the internet one a day, highlighting you and your team and your story. So people begin to Google you. The first dadgum thing that comes up is this press release about this amazing achievement you've got. The link to Fortune magazine with you in it. It's pretty incredible what this could do to just your brand and your reputation. And then the top 10 EDCs, shoot, we're going to put a billboard in your home damn town, right on the drive to your office. Everybody that drives to that community will see that billboard. Something tells me that'll help a little bit with credibility and recruiting. What do you think? Yes? And then we took out Times Square in New York, the billboard there, and we're going to feature all different ones of you up there, from the top EDCs, the top personal producers, to the top bass shops, featured on the billboard in Times Square. So if you're sitting in this room right now and you want to be a hero to your kids, you got a chance to be on our website. You got a chance to be promoted with a press release. You got a chance to be on a billboard. You got a chance to be promoted. The newest people could be on a damn billboard in Times Square in December.
Wow,
that's amazing. So go for that. Balance the books. Are you with me? Say yes.
Yes.
All right, hey, I want to show you a clip. I had nothing prepared for today because I didn't know I was speaking, so I grabbed this. And here's what it's about. And it makes me cry every time. It's about earning it. It's about balancing the books. I want you to think about that person who sacrificed for you. Your mother or your father, a sister. They just quietly lived their life for you. And you have a chance to pay them back here, man. Sister, you got a chance to pay them back. It's not funny. It's not casual. You can't quit on it. Watch this video. You'll see about earning it. All of you have one of these captains in your life. Go ahead, guys.
on his way home from European battlefields. Reports from the front indicate James did his duty in combat with great courage and steadfast dedication, even after he was informed of the tragic loss your family has suffered in this great campaign to rid the world of tyranny and oppression. I take great pleasure in joining the Secretary of War, the men and women of the United States Army, and citizens of a grateful nation, in wishing you good health and many years of happiness with James at your side. Nothing, not even the safe return of a beloved son, can compensate you or the thousands of other American families who have suffered great loss in this tragic war. And I might share with you some words which have sustained me through long, dark nights of peril, loss, and heartache. And I quote, "I pray that our Heavenly Father may assuage the anguish of your bereavement and leave you only the cherished memory of the loved and lost, and the solemn pride that must be yours to have laid so costly a sacrifice upon the altar of freedom. Abraham Lincoln. Yours very sincerely and respectfully, George C. Marshall, General, Chief of Staff."
Every day, I think of what you said to me that day on the bridge. I've tried to live my life the best I could. I hope that was enough. I hope that at least in your eyes, I've earned what all of you have done for me.
all of you have a John Miller in your life that sacrificed everything for you. The reason we get emotional when we see that, because at the end of the day, all we really want at the end of our life, and it is coming sooner than we think, is that tell me I'm a good person. Tell me I've lived a good life. Isn't that at the end of the day what you hope happens? Yes or no?
Yes.
Nobody pushed your family around. That you earned it. That the people who sacrificed for you that came before you, you earned it. You earned the fight for your family. I think what makes you emotional when you see that is because we all know who that person is in our life, and many of us, they already have a tombstone, or they will soon. And if they're gone already, they're watching over you, and they're praying for you, and they're rooting for you, and they're an angel sitting on your shoulder, knowing you could do it. They always believed in you. They always loved you. They always knew you were the special one. And it's time you earn it. I don't care if you're 75 or you're 25 years old in this room. You can still earn it. You can still become the ultimate expression of you. And I want to see you make that happen in your life so badly that we're out here, some of us playing a little bit hurt because we're hoping at least one of you, the light turns on, you say, I'm going to earn it. I'm never going to quit. I'm never giving in. You know, in this arena here, there's been some of the biggest fights in the history of fighting. I love fighting. I'm a huge boxing and UFC fan. And what I love about it is that at the end of the day, you can do all the promotions you want, but they close that dadgum cage and it's you and the other guy. Who wants it more? Who's willing to lay it out on the line? Who's willing to give it everything they got? Who's willing to tolerate a little bit more pain so that they go win for their family? And of all the fights that have happened in this arena, the ones I'm most proud of are not boxing or UFC. I'm most proud of the fights I've watched people in this company have over the years in this room winning for their families. On the other side of your ring, you're staring down your life. You're staring down your fears. You're staring down the adversary. You're staring down all the obstacles that are going to come your way. And you need to decide when you're in this arena that when those things arise, you will stay in there and you have to die to get you out of that ring to win for your family. Are you with me on that? Say yes.
Yes.
Because on the other side of that opponent, as Levitan said, are all your dreams, all your hopes, things you can't even imagine. More importantly, the highest version of you is on the other side of that ring. The highest expression of you at the end of the day, you living that life where you say, tell me I'm a good person. I've lived a good life. And all that matters in your life will be that small group of people standing behind you saying, yes, you did. Someday the Lord will tell you, well done, good and faithful servant. And you'll know you've maxed it out. See, God wants to fill your bucket up. The lack in your life is not a lack of resources that God wants to pour into you. But if He's got 50 gallons of water He wants to give you in abundance and you're carrying a 1-gallon bucket, He can only fill it so high. You've got to stretch your capacity, stretch your thinking, stretch your belief, stretch your work ethic, because He wants to pour it into you to balance those books. Are you with me on that? Say yes.
Yes.
The last thing I'll tell you is people fight all the time. I started out in this business working with kids. I worked at McKinley Home for Boys. It was probably my most favorite work I've ever done. Most rewarding work I've ever done. My boys were wards of the court, taken by the courts from their family because they're being abused or molested, or worse yet, left. And I spend most of my private time now working with children. One little girl grabbed my heart I want to tell you about as I finish. About 6 weeks ago, I met a little girl. I was visiting a hospital in Palm Desert. She's 8 years old. Her body is riddled with tumors. She also has a form of leukemia. Her mother passed away when she was 2. Her father's a criminal. Her father, when the leukemia diagnosis happened, drove her to a rest stop on the 10 freeway with her medical file and left her there at 11 o'clock in the evening. She was found at 1 o'clock in the morning by a truck driver, crying, with her medical file. I met her when she was in the hospital. Her name's Alyssa. She's 8 years old. She's in the fight of her life. If you want to see courage, you see a child fighting for their lives. Of all the problems you think you've got, or how hard it is, how'd you like to be a little precious 8-year-old little girl? I walked in there, I thought I was going to see all these children. One little girl walked up, sat in my lap, and held on to me for 3 hours. I didn't talk to another kid the whole day. I love her. She's fighting for her life. And I tell you about her because I just talked to her 2 days ago. And she said, Eddie, I can promise you one thing. If I end up being gone, they're going to talk forever about how hard I fought to win this thing, and I know you're going to be proud of me, and so is God in heaven, just like you tell me all the time. And I told her about the ring, and I told her about the ultimate expression where she goes, I said, Alyssa, you don't have to beat this to be the ultimate expression of you, but the ultimate version of you, baby, is you fighting your hardest. You fight your hardest with everything you've got. And that's what I want to tell you. If she can fight, if she can overcome what she's going through, you certainly can recruit a few people and win for your family. Are you with me on that? Say yes. Yes. Last thing, your will to win can't be for sale. You can't be bought if you're going to win. This dude right here, my will to win isn't for sale. Just like you, when I recruited people, they quit. I called people, they didn't show up. I wrote business, they changed their mind. But you couldn't buy me out of here with failure. Can we buy you out? Are your dreams for sale? Listen to me, men. Are your kids for sale? Ladies, are your children and your husband for sale? Will you sell them out in a little failure? Will you quit on their dreams on a little setback? Is it 6 months from now? How about 9 months from now? How about 9 years from now? Will you sell them then? Will you sell their dreams? Will you sell their future? Can you be bought by failure? Because I see people all the time get bought by failure. You know why people quit here? Because they don't want to be labeled later as a failure. What they don't understand is if you just stay long enough, it's inevitable you don't fail. You got to decide you can't be bought, man, by failure. And furthermore, you can't be bought by success. I see far too many of our folks, we start to send them a little bit of money, their personal recruiting numbers go down. We send them a promotion or title or two, their base shot drops. They're a big shot.